Where's the beef? Gamer Podcast. All right, so how you doing? Welcome to a brand new podcast, which is Where's the Beef Gamer Podcast. My name is Clint. Chris is with me as well. How you doing, mate?
Hello.
That's it. After all that, hello. This is going to be one of those podcasts where I'm going to be speaking most of the time, and you should have Chris going, "Yeah, man, it's good. It's all good. Yeah, hello."
For a moment, I was scared you weren't gonna remember the name of the podcast because I forgot.
Well, honestly, we haven't. The only thing we managed to agree on was having a cow on the front of the podcast. That was like the first thing we decided on. Let's have a cow on the front of it. So yeah, it's all good.
So we're gonna offend a lot of vegans.
Yeah, well, not unless you start cooking burgers live during the podcast or chopping a cow up. I think you'll be fine.
but I mean, like, if I don't think we're gonna have any vegan listeners having a cow as our logo.
That'd be all right. Maybe we can be like the whole kind of like, go with the vegan movement, and the cows can, power cow. I don't know. We can figure something out.
I think we're good if we don't turn the cow into a burger.
That's fine with me. I know I eat a lot of vegetables. I'm at that age now where I don't eat that much meat anyway, so I'm good. So then, so tell me, since before we start getting into, basically this podcast is myself, I'm a mate Chris, and basically we're just, because we're gamer fanatics, we're gamers, we like video games, we can probably tell you a lot about the history of video games, all that kind of stuff, so this is one of the main reasons why we decided to actually do this podcast. But before we get into that, let's hear a bit about you first, Chris. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have dark eyes.
This is a podcast, not a dating site. I'm an Aquarius.
Hey, I'm a Sagittarius. Thank you very much. I have some say I have a very beautiful smile.
Oh, your mum said that to you, didn't she?
She's the only one.
You have a beautiful smile, son. I know, Mom. Thanks.
She even says it in a sarcastic way. So.
Oh, lovely.
So, yeah,
what else?
I'm 27 years old. I'm half Lebanese, half Armenian, and I'm a computer communication engineer. And I love games. I've been playing games since I was, I don't know, like maybe 8 or 7.
8 or 7. So what year was that then? So we're talking what, like PlayStation days? Is that when you started?
Yeah, PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1, yeah. Yeah, my brother had a Super Nintendo. I was like maybe 1 when that came out, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so PlayStation 1. I did play some SNES games with my brother, but mainly I started with PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And after that, everything went to hell.
Then you started working and spending your paycheck. That's pretty much where everyone goes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? When you start getting money, the first thing you do is get a new console. Right, I'm going to buy one of these. You have one. It's fine. It's the new edition. I have money now. It's you want to buy it. So that's usually how that goes.
The problem is that when I was young, I was like, I don't have any money to buy new games. But now when I'm an adult, I have money to buy new games, but I don't have the time to play them.
No, because I know you have a habit of buying games and leaving them either on the hard drive, or even some of them are still wrapped up in their plastic because you haven't opened them yet.
Yeah, like you don't do that at all.
Maybe 1 or 2, because you got priorities in gaming. There's certain games you have to finish, you have to play before you move on to your next one. So that's usually how that goes.
Exactly, yeah. And the problem is, the older I get, the less new things I try. Like when the new Pokemon game came out, I played that game non-stop, and it's the same game like the before generation. But I just don't know, just feel comfortable. Something I know. New stuff scare me.
Oh, so I don't think you'll be hitting Death Stranding anytime soon then.
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
Oh, very
What's
good.
new about it? It's a delivery, man. Like
No, leave the game alone, man. You didn't play it, so you can't say anything.
like I've watched about an hour and a half of it. The guy just
anyone who says, "Oh, it's a walking simulator," did you play the fucking game? No, shut the fuck up. When
but
you
I've
played it
watched
and you
it.
finished it, and then when you finish the game and realize what it's all about, then you can tell me anything you want.
Okay. Okay.
I stand by my rights as a Death Stranding fanatic. I love that game. It was such a good game.
I promise you, if this game didn't had Hideo Kojima slapped on it, you wouldn't even bat an eye on it.
Well, so
100%.
it's Kojima. What can I say? The man's a genius. Leave him alone.
I'm saying if it's the exact same game, but someone else made it, the exact same, you wouldn't even liked it. Maybe you wouldn't even have liked it.
Well, I don't know. I've got a thing for horror as well, so I'd have probably seen those horror bits in it and think, this is interesting. So yeah. So
it's
yeah.
not a horror game. Hello.
I know, I'm still there.
But I mean, it's not a horror game, right?
No, it's a bit of everything. But I think the thing that people were like, "Oh, it's a walking simulator, it's slow," is because the first 5 to 6 hours, yeah, it's very, very slow because you literally start with nothing. But as you build up towards this game and build up to its epic conclusion, by the way, this is what got me, was the ending. The ending, I think I was in tears towards the end of that game. I was like, oh my God, that's how it was right at the end. So this is why I felt for that game. I felt for the characters. This is why I've got such a passion for it.
So Norman Reedus had that impact on you.
Oh yeah, Norman Reedus was awesome, and Mads Mikkelsen is brilliant. His performance in that game is insane.
Yeah, I forgot Mads was in the game.
He's good. I met him. I met Mads. He's very nice. And when I asked him about Death Stranding, he was like, "I'm so glad you asked that question, but I can't tell you anything." I was like, "Oh, for God's sake." He wouldn't tell me anything when he's like, "Come on, tell me something." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh."
I bet you $20 if he wanted to even say anything, he wouldn't know what the hell
that's what he said. He said Kojima's been trying to explain the game to us, and it's like, even I don't understand. That's the first thing he said.
But I like Mads. He's such a good actor. Like, he played Hannibal in a TV series. It was so good.
He was good. He's a very good actor, very diverse, does all kinds of stuff. He's good as a villain, by the way, because he was amazing in Bond, Casino Royale. Yeah. He was amazing in that. As a villain, he's amazing. But also he's just one of those actors who can just take on pretty much any role. And it's like, boom, there you go. You know what I mean? That's how he is, yeah.
Yeah, him and Christopher Waltz, I think, two those guys can do any role.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Right, so before we get into one of the topics we're going to get into today, I'll just quickly mention myself. So I've just been, been a radio broadcaster, been gaming pretty much since I was a kid in the 80s. So we're talking days of Nintendo. I had things like Vectrex in my house. I had Atari, I had everything. So gaming is pretty much really been a part of my life since the very beginning, and I've built it up to where it is now. So that's pretty much it. That's how it is.
What's Vectrex? What?
Vectrex? Oh, Vectrex was an old console that my uncle gave me. It was like it's a monitor that has a built-in joypad. It has like 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons and a stick. And
is it like a Pong?
Kind of, but you used to put the cartridges on the side of the TV. It's like a small TV. When you Google it, have a look, Vectrex. But it was only in black and white when you switch it on. But to get color, the games used to come with these plastic sheets with cover on it, and you would put the plastic sheets over the screen. Back in the day, that's what they were. Like if there was a game called Bedlam.
Like a screen protector, something like that.
Yeah, but it's like made of like hard plastic, so like the screen's designed that these screens clip in. Like tuck tuck, so you'll get all the different colors of the game off the screen. It was crazy. Yeah.
So were these screens like specific for each game or
Exactly, yeah.
game?
Yeah. You're specific for each game. Like you get one for each game. Like because you look at the plastic, one of them would be a map. You put it on the screen because obviously the map wouldn't show up on the screen like that. It would come out in lines because it was that kind of an old style game. So the plastic screen would be the map, and you follow it with the lines. It was crazy. It was a good idea back in the day. When you're fascinating.
Interesting. Yeah, people come up with ideas when they were like constrained with technology.
Or very high. That's what they were. Yo, man, we need color, man. Hey, man, let's get some plastic on the screen. Dude.
They had a lot of mushrooms.
Whatever they had something. Oh, good. Right. So let's get into one of our first topics today. Today, we're talking about... we've got the whole next gen coming. We've literally just been talking now about old gen. Like, we're talking old stuff. Now is the year for next gen. What have you got? You've got the new Xbox coming. You've got PlayStation 5 is on the horizon. Isn't there talks of the new Switch as well or something? I don't think that's going to be like as big as the next gen, but there's a new Switch coming out. And is there talks of Sony releasing their own PC is what I'm hearing as well?
What? I did not hear about that.
I was reading about... Yeah, the Sony
they have
PC.
Sony Vaio, but that's that.
Something like the new gaming PC or something, or a PlayStation PC. Well, I'm going to Google that while you're talking about the PlayStation 5. PlayStation PC. Let me have a quick
PC.
look.
So, I've been... so, a lot of articles came out, and Sony has been struggling a lot to... make the PlayStation 5 less than $450 because it costs them $450 to make it. So
yeah,
they've been struggling a lot. I think it's because in the PC world you always have this season where you have a lot of RAM rarity. I don't know why. It's so weird. It's like what do you call? Oh my god, I know it in Arabic, but I cannot say it in Arabic.
Well, just say it in Arabic.
Bursa.
What the hell is bursa? Sounds like something you eat.
Like it's something you auction, but it's not an auction. It's like supply and demand.
Yeah. Well, anyway, go on.
Yeah, so... but if the PlayStation 5 is gonna cost $450, like, is it gonna be... Are they gonna be competitive enough with the Xbox? I think Sony is gonna struggle with that because the selling point for PlayStation 4 was the $400 price tag. Like Xbox One, they sold it for $500. And I think that was the biggest push for Sony for them to sell more than Xbox. Yeah, so I don't know, but if you hear about the tech inside, it has an SSD drive. An SSD drive, like a 2 terabyte SSD drive, cost about what, $120, $150?
Yeah.
The 2 terabyte. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure they can do 1 terabyte because next gen games are gonna be big. Like Call of Duty is 100 gig right now.
Yeah, I know. The updates are killing me. Every few weeks, I'm like, oh, another one.
Yeah, so like, I'm not sure. What do you think the hard drive size is gonna be? Is it gonna be 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes?
It'd probably be 500, and then you just buy the add-ons like they used to do in the past. Why not? PlayStation 3 came out 500. Why not? Just to get you going. Man, don't forget, Wii U came out with 30 gigs. You forget, man, all the tech that's come out in the past with small hard drives. Yeah, but still, the idea was to replace it. The idea was to buy storage. That was their main goal.
I don't think you can replace the hard drive in Wii U. You can just add the hard drive.
Just add it on. That's exactly. You just used to get the what do you call it? The SD cards and stick them in or whatever it was. You can even plug a USB in at one point. So yeah.
I highly doubt it's gonna be 500 gig. There's no way. You're gonna install one game on it? I highly doubt it. I think it's gonna be 1 terabyte at least. 1 terabyte.
Well, the thing is about going back to the whole, like, will the price affect it? I don't think it's going to affect it that much, man. I mean, you're talking $450. I mean, don't forget, you've got diehard PlayStation fans now. I mean, I think PlayStation have built an actual homage, like a PlayStation cult. I mean, bigger than Microsoft and Xbox now. I mean, you go to someone's house anywhere in Lebanon, in the UK, in the States, most people have PlayStation. So this is why I'm not really worried about their price tag at all.
I don't know. That's not true at all. Money talks. Money. I don't care. Even the biggest fan of PlayStation, money does a big effect on a decision, because PlayStation 2 was the most selling console. It is still the most selling console ever, the PS2. And a lot of people went to Xbox 360. Why? Because the PlayStation 3 was $600. Even though the PlayStation 3 was technically better, and had Blu-ray. It had Blu-ray, all right? And it had an HDMI. It came with an HDMI. The 360 didn't. It came with like weird RCA cables that had extra colors to do an HD. And had HD DVD. Oh my God, HD DVD. That was
DVD. My goodness, yeah, it was. I remember getting one of those. Yeah.
And it sold more than the PS3 because it was cheaper. People look for the $100. People look for the $50.
I agree, but I think one of the biggest things that contributed to that was the fact that back then with the 360 and of course the PlayStation 2 is that you could hack them. That was the whole point. I mean, how many people do you know had a hacked PlayStation 2 because games were like $1? Same with the Xbox 360, because PlayStation 3 it was harder. You had to hack it, but you had to download the games onto the hard drive. That's why it didn't take off. And this is why now I think with piracy you've hit this borderline now where you still can, but everything's online these days. I mean, you're not going to be hacking Call of Duty anytime soon. You know what I mean? It's I think it comes down to the connectivity of these games, and I think this is one of the most important things to remember as well.
Yeah, but don't forget, our experiences is based here in Lebanon and in Middle East.
No. I'm talking about the UK,
like in
man.
Middle East
I'm talking about living in the UK,
Africa, there's prone to piracy more because the government they don't care. They don't care to sell like. There are shops here where you can buy copyrighted games and the government does nothing, and they don't care. You can go. There's a literal shop, a huge shop. You can take your Xbox, they will hack it for you. And other countries like UK or Europe, if they open a shop where they are selling copied games, they would close down. They would get sued. That's why it's a lot harder for people to find like tech guys or hackers to hack their consoles for them. I don't think that's like the biggest push why the 360 was sold more.
No. This day and age, man, if you want to hack something, you go onto YouTube anyway. You don't go to a shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Because a lot of people, they're gonna open up their 360 and like they're gonna cut it,
dude,
take some chip out.
I remember buying the mod chips and doing it myself and watching YouTube tutorials. So many people I know did it. No, it worked.
It worked. Come on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You used to sit there with a soldering iron. You used to buy the chips, the mod chips.
You sold it your own self?
Yes, with there was the PlayStation 2. We did that one. I think a mate of mine did the homebrew for me for the Wii, which he watched off YouTube. I'm not joking. I swear.
The Wii. I don't think the Wii was a hardware hack or something. I think you can do it by software.
But if you go, I'm telling you, YouTube it, mod chip. That's it. Have a look, you'll find it.
All right, but most people wouldn't take the risk. They wouldn't.
You know, if a lot of people are saving money, I think a lot of people would. That's my honest opinion.
Risk a $400 console like a banker.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, the new ones now you can't. I'm talking about back in the day. Back in the day with the PlayStation 2 and the 360, yes, we would, because we would save a fortune on games. Now you can't. Times have changed. So put it this way: what are you more excited for? Then you excited for the PS5, the Xbox? What's in your mind?
PlayStation, of course. I've been a PlayStation slut for my life. I'm still gonna be a PlayStation fan. I don't know, like it depends. I'm gonna buy it, even if it gets really bad reviews. I'm gonna buy it. But if the experience is bad, like the PS3 was, the PS3 it was kind of bad. Like, a lot of people forgot how bad what was the UI called XMC, like that. It was slow as hell. It was so slow. Like it would take 5 hours for it to load the picture or to load the icon on the CD. It was slow. At least the 360 was so snappy. The last generation, I played most of my games on the 360, even though I like PlayStation more, but it was easier for me to play on the 360.
Yeah.
So it depends. I'm gonna buy it for sure. Of course, I'm more excited on PlayStation because of the exclusive.
Yeah,
hands down, they have better.
This is another thing I was talking about with Sony having its niche, with having its people. People are gonna buy the console, and people are gonna, because as you said, PlayStation, they have such an amazing lineup of exclusives, and this is one of their biggest selling things. This is the thing that everyone's like, well, I mean, if PlayStation 5 comes out and they bring out the new God of War or something, people are going to buy it. You know what I mean? That's one of the main reasons why I bought Switch, is because it came out with Zelda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When that came out, I was like, I am getting this for Zelda. That was it. I didn't even have any intention of using it for anything else. I thought, I'll get it for Zelda and that's it. And I didn't think that Nintendo was going to take off so well. I thought this is going to be another Wii U thing. You know what I mean? But no, I'm happy Nintendo bounced back with that. And it kept me going as a fan. So this is why I think Sony's going to do the same with PS5.
That's why they delayed Zelda on the Wii U. The game was done, but they waited for the Switch version.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh, but no one saw it for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. Just you coming out? Like, no, I'm playing Zelda. I'll see you later. Definitely in my top 10 games of all time. Definitely in my top 10 games of all time. Wow, what a game! What a cool game.
I don't think people are just. I think people will even buy PlayStation because they'll say, the new God of War will come out on the PlayStation. They would buy it even though the game is not even out, right? Because they know it's gonna come out. I think they would see like The Last of Us Part 2, 100% that game is gonna come out on the PS5 also.
Yeah, like they did with the last one. Was it remastered or whatever it was? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Maybe they would release it at the same time with the PS5. That would be such a big move.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, this is why they're not showing up at things like E3 and all these different conferences, because they're putting all their eggs in their basket for the PS5 now. This is the main reason why. Then they're like, well, we're not going to spend all this money when we can spend more money on developing this machine and getting the right people back in it. So obviously, which is also a very bold move, because everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? It's the second year they're not doing E3. I think it's crazy. So you know what I mean? But there's rumors. I don't know if you heard this. There's rumors of the guys who did. Was it Blueprint who did Shadow of the Colossus, the remake?
Yes, Blueprint. They also did Uncharted Golden Compass.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, well, anyway, there's rumors, I don't know if this is true or not, of them doing the remake of Metal Gear Solid 1. This is the biggest thing. I've been going on Twitter and stuff, because obviously they're working on a PS5 game right now.
Yeah, when you say remaster, like the Resident 2 Evil one.
Like that one, like a whole reworking, building, like Shadow of the Colossus. They built it up from scratch. You know what I mean? They literally just improved everything on it.
No, Shadow of Colossus was just an HD port. It wasn't a ground up.
It was completely done. No, dude, did you not see the graphics and everything? It was complete.
I did, but it wasn't like Resident Evil 2.
It was good.
Yeah, but it wasn't a rework like Resident Evil 2. It wasn't. Not like, what do you call the...
Colossus.
The Crash Bandicoot ones. right?
No,
It's
I'm
not
pretty
just-
sure it was a whole like remastering, rebooting, everything. They changed everything.
No, you're talking about Guardians of what is it called? The pigeon one, the dog bird
The
one.
pigeon one. Which one's that?
The
one?
dog bird one. What is it called?
Shadow of the Colossus PS4 rework. Let me have a look. Let me have a look while you're talking about something else.
Yes. There was a brief moment where on the PlayStation Japan website, they put the PS, like you can see like sections, like PS4 section. There's a PSP, PS Vita, PSP. Come on, that's the PS4, the PS4 section, PSVR section, a PS Vita section. I think they accidentally added the PS5 section.
Oh wow!
And the icon looked very similar, like the dev kits. Did you saw the dev kit like that?
No, I didn't
hold
see any
your
of that.
pizza,
No.
like, that can hold the pizza.
No, I didn't see any of that. No.
You didn't see it. It's like a square. It's a V shaped where you can put your like a piece of pizza in it. On it.
Ah, you're talking about the yeah. I did see that actually. Yes, it was like that was the one that they were sending out, weren't they, for developers to work on?
Yeah. So like the icon looked very similar to the dev kit. So I don't think a lot of people even care how the PlayStation looks, to be honest.
Well, actually, I kind of do. I don't want like this big, ugly monstrosity sat next to me. No, what the hell is this thing? You know what I mean? Frankenstein's monster looking at me. You know what I mean? Probably shaking off the table like because of all the amount of fans inside of it. I don't want that. You know what I mean? That was also an issue with which one was it? Was it the Xbox 360 that was so freaking loud when you switch it on?
I don't know. I didn't remember.
There was one of them. You switch it on. It was like a vacuum cleaner. Like, you're like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it looks horrible, but I probably don't care, to be honest. I mean, the PS4 Pro looks like two PS4s stacked on each other. I don't care. What do you think? And it's confirmed that the PS5 is gonna be backwards compatible, which is gonna be great because I can.
That's gonna be the best thing. Yeah, exactly.
Because I can sell my PS4. I'm not gonna sell my PS4 Pro. I will sell my PS4 because I like to keep things. You know, I still have my PS1. I like to keep it.
Yeah.
So that will be great because I don't have this like 5 consoles hooked up on my TV, because if I want to play a PS3 game I have to turn on my PS3. Oh my god. So that's gonna be good. What do you think there's gonna be like a new feature?
A new feature, I think the biggest thing everyone's talking about is 8K or whatever. I think that's one of the biggest things they've been mentioning about the new next gen. And something about, if I'm not mistaken, was there 3D audio? I don't even know what that is. What the hell is 3D audio? It's like, sounds pop out of you? I don't know. So yeah, there's this
3D audio. Okay.
I mean, unless it's obviously if you have like a big surround system, Atmos kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, you get that now, but I mean, obviously, it's sound design and sound manipulation is becoming such a big thing now. So I can imagine them doing some amazing stuff with some of these games. But I mean, would you see a big difference between 4K and 8K TV support? I mean, obviously, you will see a difference, but I mean, will it encourage you to buy it? That's another thing that's like, I don't even have a 4K TV now. I'm not bothered. I don't see that. I mean, yeah, there's a big difference, but I don't see it when I'm playing unless I come right up to the screen, so I'm not really bothered.
Here's the thing, though. I just want to come back to the 3D audio thing just real quick.
Okay.
The Uncharted 4 has 3D audio. If you have the Platinum headset, you can... Yeah, and you have the companion app downloaded on PS4. There's a section where you can play the game in 3D audio. So that's one thing. The other thing about the 4K thing, you said you don't see a difference. And you know what? I didn't either, and I still don't. But here's the thing. When I switch back to 1080p, and I feel like my eyes, I don't see this big difference. I don't, but I feel like my eyes they're not very they feel more tired at looking at it because it's not as sharp as the 4K.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see this huge difference from ST and HT because ST and HT was big for me, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I had my PS3 and I was still like the PS3 when the fat PS3 came out, they didn't have an HDMI cable. It didn't. I don't know what the hell what the HDMI was, and I saw this port behind the PS3. What is this HDMI? And I ask around. They say, "Oh yeah, this makes the graphics better." I'm like, "Yeah, how much better?" You know, I was still playing with RCA and ST, and I was playing Assassin's Creed 1. So I went to the shop and I bought an HD cable, and it costed $70.
$70. Oh my god.
$70. Anyway, maybe I definitely get ripped off. I definitely got ripped off, but I don't know. Anyways, I hooked it up and I saw like my eyes. They did not believe what I was seeing. You know, I thought I found the Holy Grail. I think I found like the lost city of Atlantis.
Yeah.
It was so big of a difference. I was astounded. From 1080p to 4K, it's not that feeling, but your eyes do get used to it. And when you switch down to 1080p, you feel like there's something off, right? You don't feel like no, it is worse looking, but you feel something is off.
Yeah.
8K, no, forget about 8K. For 8K, 4K is still like we don't even have 4K content. You say, oh, movies on 4K, they're not actually 4K. They're actually upscaled in 4K. There's no native 4K. There's native 2K, but there's no native 4K. So
Yeah.
we don't even have
also-
4K content.
Yeah, I'm also seeing a lot of designs for that. By the way, one thing I just want to mention is when Sony revealed the new PlayStation 5 logo, and everyone was like getting their cameras out, and it was literally PS, and then the number 5 next to it. I was just like, "Hey, well done, Sony. You could have, you know what I mean." Could have been something a little bit. Here you go. Here's the brand new logo. Everyone was like, "Oh wow, what they're gonna show?" I thought like fire coming off it, or who knows, some of the characters of Sony hanging off it. No, just PS and then number 5, the same one from PS4, the same one from PS3. It's like PS5. Bravo! Everyone. The thing is, people in the crowd were going, "Oh wow, ooh, what the hell? Are you not seeing the same thing I'm seeing right now?" Oh my god.
But you know what? Okay, yes, it was boring. It was so boring. But you know what? It's less confusing because look at the Xbox, like Xbox One, Xbox X Series, Xbox XXX, Xbox One X, Xbox One S. Like, wow, it's so confusing. It's simple, yes. It's boring, but at least at least your mom won't be confused. At least when a mom goes at Christmas and she'll be like, "Yeah, I want the Xbox X whatever," and she gets the wrong one. And the kid will be disappointed because he will open. Oh no, it's the Xbox One, not the new one.
It's like Xbox One, the first one. Where the hell did you get this from? The thing, the design of the new Xbox is, I don't know. I'm looking. If I get one, where would I put it? You know what I mean? It's not going to slide into the parts where all my other game consoles are because this thing has to stand up. From what I'm seeing, so I'm like,
Does it have to?
I don't know. Maybe I put it behind the TV. I don't know. I have to figure it out.
For the ventilation, yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. Or I think people are expecting to buy. I tell you what, this is where Xbox should introduce the new Xbox stand, which is like a pillar, and it has like a golden platter on top, and you just put it on top. You buy that for like $100, and you leave it in the house. Yeah, like a shrine. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you do make a good point because everything is designed to be horizontal, not vertical. Because like your DVD player is horizontal, so
Yeah, I mean, if you look at
Everything
my same,
Yeah.
everything has compartments in my table to slide things in. So I'm trying to think, where the hell am I going to put this Xbox?
Yeah. I don't know. People will figure it out. It's not that of a big deal. I don't think.
And also, one thing I want to check out was the new PlayStation 5 controller. There have been some leaks, some
one,
design
right?
leaks. It's the same one. It looks a bit wider, but they're saying this is. I don't know if this is true or not, but some people are saying that the main that touchpad bit in the middle is going to be like a mini screen or something. I don't know how true that is, but there's rumors that there's that, and there's a couple other things, and they have new tech in the controller, especially for things like the triggers and stuff like that. So that and the rumble, they've got new tech for the rumble. So let's see how that goes. That might be interesting.
I really would want like back buttons, extra back buttons, because they would add more buttons to the controller. Yeah, maybe.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Unless I think now you can buy accessories, but they're all a bit shitty, to be honest. I've tried some of them, and they fly off or they break, and like after 2 weeks, it's like, what's the point?
Exactly,
So, yeah.
because they're not initially designed to be it's not. It's an accessory, right? It's not initially designed for the controller.
Yeah.
So they always feel a bit wonky, even though they try to blend it with the design. It doesn't work as good.
Yeah.
Not like the Xbox One. What is it called? Professional controller? What was it called? Elite controller?
I can't elite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Xbox does have a much better controller than PlayStation. I'm sorry, but their
It does.
controller is solid. It's big. It's clunky. It can take a few throws. You know what I mean? It's such a good controller. I love it. I use it when I play PC games as well. I hook up my Xbox One controller to my laptop, so when I'm playing like a bunch of PC stuff, I've got it all hooked up. So it's just like playing Xbox still. It's crazy. Such a good controller.
Well, I'm with you. Like, yes, I'm a big PlayStation fan, but I cannot deny the fact that I have big hands, right? So I need a big clunky controller. So the Xbox for me is a better controller because I like the heavy feeling of it. So that's why I bought a Chronos Max Plus. It's like a USB.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
You can put it on PlayStation. You can play any controller on it. So
That's really cool. That's nice. That's really cool.
I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Something we did not hear from rumors.
Okay.
What do you think the PlayStation will have? Something we didn't hear about rumors.
Let me
PlayStation
think.
5, yeah.
PlayStation 5, not rumors. I think the only thing that the only thing I know is the backward capability thing. That's something that even Sony mentioned that, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true. It's not a rumor.
That's not a rumor. This is one of the only thing, because when it comes to specs, I mean, a lot of specs have come. Did they release a spec sheet yet or no?
No, I don't think so. But I don't
Like
there
not an official one, definitely. I mean, maybe they've mentioned certain stuff, but until that official thing actually comes out where you see the design, these are the specs. I take all that kind of stuff with a pinch of salt. You know what I mean? Not until Sony literally comes online and says, "This is what we have and this is what we got." Because even they might have said something already. They might change it. You never know, man. In a couple of months, that's the thing. So.
I don't think they're gonna change. Like they said, it's gonna be based on the AMD Ryzen. What is it called? Like the tech, but they're not gonna change it now. There's no way. It's too late. But what I meant by feature, like for example, PlayStation 3 had PlayStation Home. Do you remember that?
PlayStation Home, I don't even remember. Man, I don't even remember, man.
It was this like weird simulation game on PS3 where you create your own sim and you talk with strangers and you buy a house. It was like Sims, but it wasn't.
You know, you just go online, you buy a house. That's how it is, you know. Nah, man, I don't. You know what? When you say it now, it kind of rings a bell. But obviously, I probably looked at him and what the fuck is this? And then, you know what I mean? Just carried on with whatever I was playing. So I don't remember. I really don't remember that.
Okay. I think for me, PS5 is gonna have this weird port that no one knows what it is, like PS Vita has. PS Vita has a port. No one knows what it is. They still don't because they dropped it. They were gonna do something about it, but the Vita, died. So they dropped whatever they were gonna do with it. I think there's a weird port that no one's gonna know what's it is.
Are you sure it's not for the Vita, so they bring it back? I don't know.
But I think it's gonna be like something you can plug it in, like an external GPU to make your PS5 like better, stronger, so you can avoid buying like a PS4 Pro. It would make a Pro. What do you think? I would love something like that. It would be easy.
I'm left to see. It would be easy, but
because a lot of console players run away from upgrading their stuff like PCs because they don't want the headache. This would be so easy. Just plug it in, and that's it, like an external GPU. I
have to see.
Would be cool.
No. But mind you, just going back a little bit when we were talking about PlayStation Vita, I thought that was such a shame because I thought that was such a fantastic handheld. I thought it was one of the best ones. I really thought it was. It's becoming popular now, and I've noticed this on a lot of things like eBay. And when I was in the States, I went to a shop and they have this whole section dedicated just for Vita, and I'm like, I thought Vita was dying. He's like, nah, man. He was telling me that people are still buying it from now. Like it's becoming like is an antique is the word to use? I don't know. It's becoming such a collectible thing now. And even in Japan, there's still RPGs coming out on Vita. It's crazy.
Yeah. I love how you say Vita.
Vita. That's a PlayStation Vita. Yes, it's like I belong in a German Scheiße movie. Vita?
No, you don't say Vita, you say Vita.
Vita. I don't know. I'm saying Vita. It depends how I feel. Cool. Very cool. Any particular game you're looking forward to coming out on these next gens?
PS5, Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne 2? That would be good.
Bloodborne 2, yes. I cannot wait to spend the next 2 months hating myself, getting angry, screaming at the walls, and my mom opening the door like, what the hell is going on? Who died?
I like the Bloodborne games, but I do get very, very frustrated in them. I to the point I've broken controllers. Because of Bloodborne, Dark Souls. These style games. What are they called? Dungeon crawlers? Is that what they're called? What are they called?
No, they're not dungeon crawlers.
What is it? I don't know. What are they called?
I don't know, like action RPG maybe? I don't know.
Action RPG? Yes, die a million times and feel good about it. No! I can't be doing that. I can't be dealing with that sometimes.
Oh, you know what? I was like you, but I persuaded. I was, you know what? This game's not gonna beat me. I'm gonna beat it. I did platinum play Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. I didn't platinum 2 or 1, but I remember when I was you know Meher shops, right? Meher shop.
Okay.
You know it, right? SCCTD.
Yeah. And of course, in not Senefiel. It's in Dequene.
Yeah. So when I used to work there, he was selling. He sold the copy of Dark Souls 1 for me for $10. I was like, okay.
Right.
And I tried it, and I'm like, this is a game I never played before. This is like not like I know that I haven't played, but something so weird and new because my mind is so used to like if I'm on a roll. That's what it usually does, but it didn't. It did it in such a weird way that I thought it was broken, but it wasn't. It was unique in its own way. And I got so mad trying to beat the second boss, and I couldn't. I was like, this game took over my life. When I was at university, all I'm thinking about that I'm gonna fucking kill this boss. I cannot concentrate anymore. Because when I like put my mind in something, I cannot stop until I beat it. I stayed 16 hours trying to beat the boss, and I couldn't. I was like, this is not healthy for me. So I ejected I broke 2 controllers, by the way. I ejected the disc. I broke it. So that's it. You know what? Now I cannot, force myself to play it. And you know what? Fucking Meher gets the game again, and I see it in front of me. I'm like, fuck.
I had the same thing with what was that recent one that got the Game Awards? Was it Sekiro? Sekiro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. I get it. It's got a lot of the art design, the way it sounds fantastic. But that game is just fucking hard, man. That game, I remember playing that and I'm thinking I'm doing all right. And then they throw the biggest fucking bosses at you. And you're just like trying to deflect that shit. And you're like, why? Why is it not deflecting a fucking thing? And that was one of those games that that was another controller I almost broke. Like, almost snapped the bugger in half. So, yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, that was one of the games that was the easiest for me. It was so easy for me, yeah.
Good for you. Give yourself a pat on the back. I like it. I do like it. But again, just frustrating as hell. And I think a lot of people who play these games, who really are into them, they understand when someone says that they're frustrating. Because even though people like you, for example, you know that you like this style of game. But you know for a fact that you're going to get frustrated and you're going to punch somebody in the face if somebody says the wrong thing to you while you're playing. So you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's understandable.
100%.
Oh, very good. Right. Is there anything else you want to talk about over the last 10 minutes before we finish off then?
We still have 10 minutes.
Is there I'm saying, is there anything you want to talk about over the last 10 minutes?
What are the recent games you're playing?
Recent games I'm playing? Let me think. I'm actually doing a lot of older games right now. Like, I recently, because I have a bunch of Xbox 360 games. So what I did was I reinstalled Alan Wake on my Xbox One, did the updates and everything, and it's that game still runs amazingly well. Alan Wake is still a good game. Like, I'm playing it. It could have been made like recently to me. That's how good it still looks. I mean, it's still a bit shabby in some parts, obviously because of the graphics and I guess the technology when that game first got released. But it's still a damn good game. It's still good. So I'm playing that. I recently finished Death Stranding, which we spoke about before. Such a really good game. I highly recommend it to a lot of people. But I also understand why people didn't like that game as well. So that's sort of like it's one of those games where you either you like it or you really fucking detest it. You know what I mean? That's how that game is. But me personally, I loved it. So that was a good one. I recently got Street Fighter 5 Champions Edition. I got that given to me, so I'm going to do a game review on that probably by next week. And there's something else I was playing. I'm still playing Astral Chain on Switch. I'm sort of diving back into that because it's such a good hack and slash game. It's such a good one. So yeah. What about you? What are you playing right now?
Astral Chain, yeah, it is good. I did play. I played about. I think I'm 80% through with that game. It's really good.
It is such a good game. It's a shame that game didn't take off as it should, but I think those kind of games, again, they have a niche. They have like a certain crowd that follows those kind of hack and slash games. So, but anyway, I highly recommend that game. So, yeah. What else you got?
It's made by Platinum Games. So
yeah, Platinum Games. Anything they do is good.
Yeah.
They have a new anniversary as well, didn't they? The 10-year anniversary of Bayonetta and Vanquish. Didn't that come out like a few days ago?
Yeah, it did. Vanquish did come out. Oh, did it come out today? I don't remember.
I think it's like a day or two ago because I remember seeing
Sega,
it.
Right?
Yeah, but no, it's still Platinum Games though who developed it.
Is it? I don't
remember. What a classic game. That's a game that no one saw me with. I was out of the house for like maybe a couple of days. No one saw me. Playing bloody Vanquish. What a crazy game that was. It was good.
Right. So I've been playing. Right. Last year I only platinumed 2 games, which I feel very disgusted by myself.
One's Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
It is.
I knew it.
I'm so disgusted with myself. So this year, I platinumed 3 games in less than 2 months. Because most of my games I reached like 80% with the trophies, and I just did not continue. I don't know why, but I'm doing them now. That's why I'm been platinum really fast. So I reached number 99. At my 100th level, I'm almost done. I did all the hard trophies. I just have a bit of grind, and I will get the platinum for the Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat 11.
11. I was about to say Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat X was the hardest platinum for me personally, because I'm not really good at fighting games.
Yeah.
But it was so hard for me. It was so grindy. I hated myself. I hated myself for weeks. I didn't even wanted to turn on my PlayStation for a month after I was done. Because there was this one trophy that you have to win 10 games in a row and ranked. And I'm so bad. And in ranked, people are so good.
This is why I refuse to play that game online. Any of the Mortal Kombat games, I get massacred in seconds. I hate it.
people do. Like with one combo, you've been juggling left and right. I'm like, stop. But somehow, I reached like 9 games. I won them. I'm in the last game, and I reached this point like 12 times. The last time I put on my headset and I was begging the guy. I'm screaming to the guy, please let me win. I know you're better than me. You are better than me. I will send you a voice note saying that you're the best. But please let me win, because I'm just doing this for the trophy. Please. And what he did, he started beating me. He wasn't like gonna be nice about it.
Yeah.
And you know what he did? At the second round, he stopped, and my health was so low, and he stopped. He wasn't even moving, and he let me win. Oh my god! I was so happy. I started to cry. I actually did cry.
Oh, God. I don't think I've hit that point of trying to do the trophy thing, because I know that a lot of people, it's very grinding and grueling. I mean, usually this is a question when you do your trophy, you like, right, I'm gonna platinum this game. Like, do you go online to find out what trophies? Like, how does that work? I mean, you just play and trophies come up, or do you go for specific trophies? Do you go online to find out which ones you're missing?
100%. Even before I play the game, I'll look it up.
So you look it up to see okay,
yeah, because a lot of trophies where there's missable ones, like the Witcher 3 ones, and Witcher 3 is 120-hour games. I'm not gonna replay it, to be honest. So then there's 11 missable trophies, Clint. I'm not gonna play the game 11 times. No way.
No.
Yeah, so
I ain't got time for that shit.
Sorry?
I don't have time for that shit. The whole trophy thing, I don't have time for it.
Yeah, so that's what I usually do. I look it up and I just see which one are missable, and if there are tricks, so I wouldn't replay the whole game twice. So I would do that. If there's a glitch that lets me do the trophy, I would do it. I don't care. I would cheese every kind of trophy to get it, because I don't need to prove myself. I've got the skill, right? Because they're not skill based. They're just grindy. You just have to do the game twice, but you have to get another ending. What's the point, right? Yeah, that's not skill. That's more time, which is stupid to spend. So if there's a way for me to glitch it, I would, and I'm not ashamed of it. The Uncharted one is like, finish the game less than 4 hours, like put it on super easy and just run. It's so easy to do, but why? There was a way where you could have glitched it, so I did it. I don't care. I'm not ashamed of it, to be honest, because it's not skill based. I have a lot of trophy that based on skill, like in Titanfall 2. There was one it's the rarest trophy ever, and I have it. So it's not. If there's a way I can avoid grind, I can cheese it, I would. And if someone says you're not a real gamer, I would say, Sakama.
Suck my balls, maybe?
Suck my hairy balls. Can we curse in this podcast?
Good.
I don't know, we didn't talk about it.
What's that?
Can we curse in this podcast? Because
I've been cursing since the beginning of this podcast. You're telling me now? I think I've said fuck about 6-7 times already.
Seriously? Oh, right.
Yes. Man, we're on the last few minutes and you're like, can we curse in this podcast? I'm
because
like,
I
dude.
didn't curse the whole time, and I really wanted to say fuck.
But man, I must have said fuck about 10 times already. Oh my goodness. Cool. Right. I think we're coming to the end of this podcast now. We're almost there. What else is there? Is there anything else you want to quickly throw in before we head off? We've already spoken about the next gens. We've spoken about games we're playing. I don't know, do you have beef with something you want to give beef to since the podcast is called Where's the Beef? Gamer podcast. There must be something that pisses you off in the gaming world right now. What is it?
That sounded very sexual. Do you want to give your beef to someone? Charlize Theron.
I don't mean give your beef as in your wang. I mean, do you have beef?
Do I have beef? Yes, I do have beef.
What's your beef with? What you got?
My beef is that what was it again? Yeah, trophies. That's it. Stupid trophies.
Stupid trophies?
Yeah, stupid trophies like Final Fantasy X, where you have to dodge a lightning for 500 times, and you have to do it so you have to be so exact. You cannot fuck it up once. It's so stupid. Like, what's the point? What is the point? Right? Like,
yep, I'm gonna go for it.
That's my beef. If there's a trophy where it gives me something cool at the end, I'll be like happy with it. But it's like, oh no, do this thing for 6,000 times and you get nothing. Like, there's a cool trophy in Red Dead Redemption 2 where you have to find the squirrel and you have to put it on the shelf and the squirrel disappears and you have to find it again, and in the end you find the UFO, which is cool, right? That is a cool trophy.
Why the fuck would you find a squirrel and put it on a shelf? What kind of a trophy? Guys, I've got a great idea for a trophy. We have this fucking squirrel, right? And what you do is you put it disappears, and then guess what? They have to find it again. It's like, why? Why would you do that to people?
You have to do it 4 times, and you find one time the squirrel on the top of a mountain. I don't know why.
That's cool. It's funny though. It's cool. Although there's the beef that I have has to be with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Is it the campers? It's the you know, because we play. This is a game that me and you have been playing. We didn't mention, by the way. Right now we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We're on season 2 now, which is cool. But what's the point of playing the game? I don't mind a bit of camping. I mean, sometimes you have to do it. You stay in a spot just for a little bit, shoot a couple of guys, but then you run off and you do something else. You know what I mean? Don't sit throughout the entire fucking map in one spot. It's like, dude, come on. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's so boring. Like it's a Call of Duty game where like everything is fast paced. It's so boring.
Exactly. Just sit there in a corner like, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get my kill streak on. Oh my goodness. Cool.
Yeah, so I thought you were gonna say about the downloading the whole multiplayer again.
No, that's something that was like a technical glitch. I think I don't know if people had that where the Call of Duty update came on, then it kind of erased all the maps. Like you had your multi maps, and I think you had your is it the Spec Ops one or the co-op maps? They were gone as well. Yeah, and then like when you load your game, you couldn't load the multiplayer because the maps weren't there. And then someone told me that you had to re-download the game. So I ended up re-downloading the game. The maps still weren't there. So what I did was I just logged in with a different account, and boom, the map started downloading. It was crazy. It was very stupid.
Very, very stupid. Because you have the game on disc, right?
I have the game on disc. Well, I'm hearing multiple people saying it's disc and on download, so I don't think it really matters.
The issue is probably your account is a US version.
Yeah.
That's why. And the disc is EU. The disc will send you on an EU website, on an EU store, but your account is US, so when it tries to go to the EU store, it can't. It says no content to display. That's why when you went to the second account, which was a Region 2 account, it did send you to the right store. That's why.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this was a big issue on a lot of, like even Reddit was talking about it. I remember it was trending at one point. A lot of people not getting these maps. So...
Yeah. So region-based stuff is stupid. Xbox is better. Xbox is 1,000 times better because Xbox, it doesn't matter where you download your DLC, if it was from the US store, the UK store, whatever store, it works on everything. It works on all discs. So that's
cool.
Great.
Very cool. Right, I'm going to call it a day because I have to go finish my washing and I got to take the dog for a crap. Dog's going to go out and use the bathroom. She's looking at me.
You don't want it to crap in your house.
No, she's looking at me like, come on, take me out. She's like, come on, you know you want to. She's looking at me. She's like looking at the carpet as well. It's going to be either going to be the carpet or outside. She's looking at me. Which one do you want? So I'm like, okay, outside. Cool. All right, so until next time, we will have a chat and then we'll put all these podcasts. Where are we going to put all the podcasts? Like on YouTube and stuff and Spotify, that kind of stuff, Castbox?
Yes, YouTube. I'm gonna see how we're gonna upload on Spotify. I don't know how. But I will
sort that out.
I know how to upload it on Apple and the Google Play Store, but I don't know how to do it on Spotify, to be honest.
All right. We will sort it out, don't worry. Cool. Well, thank you very much for listening. Have a fantastic day. And when are we back? We're going to do this again next week?
Yes.
Done. So we'll do it again next week. Thank you very much and have a